Let me get the headset on here. Excuse me. Seems to be an age thing, I know. I have to cough a lot more than I did years ago. Alright, so we're in the ultralight Sting S4, which is really a nice little airplane. And we're in Australia. Years and years ago, I read a book called A Town Like Alice by Neville Shute. Neville Shute was kind of a hero of mine. He was an aircraft engineer and designer, and a great novelist too. He wrote On the Beach, and this book, A Town Like Alice, about a young lady who moves to Australia and wants to build a better town, a town like Alice. Anyway, it's a good book. I don't know how accurate it is in terms of life today in Australia. Probably not very. I don't know how accurate it is in terms of excuse me, life there in 1949. But Neville Shute moved there, I think, and I don't know. It's just a great book. If you want to read a great story, read A Town Like Alice. But it always made me want to see what Alice Springs looked like in Australia. So let's find out. Okay. Shouldn't have to hold it on. Here we go. Well, I'll tell you what, if I ever got a flight medical again, this would be an airplane I'd love to have. It's a good looking airplane, it really is. I wonder if I can get an outside view here. Maybe not. Go to the keyboard if I can find the right key. Oh, that's not what I want. Well, anyway, I thought I had mapped that. Oh, here we are. Pretty airplane, huh? Looks quite comfortable. I just got to think which key oh, there we go. I have to remember which key I used. So we're showing 39 frames per second. And granted, this scenery isn't all that busy. It doesn't look like... Well, are there two airports at Alice Springs? That looks maybe like a small private strip. This looks like the bigger strip. Let's see if we can find the town. Looks like it's over this way. I really don't know very much about Australia. I did some online flight gaming with a friend of mine who lives in Australia, a couple friends. But I am woefully ignorant of the geography both political and physical, of Australia. But it's a very, very large country. I don't know whether it's the biggest island in the world or the smallest continent, but either way, it's pretty darn impressive. And the Aussies I've known have really known how to have a good time. Cool. Lately I've been spending a lot of time flying over Latin America trying to figure out where I'm going to go on my little winter holiday. I'm bound and determined to get away from Canadian winters for at least 2 weeks this winter. Play some golf.
Romeo 01, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
If health
Tower
permits.
Golf, Foxtrot Sierra Romeo 01 frequency change.
You know, I
Melbourne
think
Center Golf, Foxtrot Sierra Romeo 01 is type 5 miles north of Alice Springs, 2,600 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Golf Foxtrot Sierra Romeo 01 Melbourne Center. Squawk 5331.
Squawk 5, Tree 1 Romeo 01.
Romeo 01 radar contact 5 miles northwest of Alice Springs, 2,900 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace Romeo 01.
well, this would be an interesting place to visit as well, wouldn't it? But it's a long, long ways away from Canada. But one of these days, I have a friend in New Zealand too. I'd like to go over there and visit as well. But for the next few years, I'm going to stay pretty close to home, except for a little winter vacation. It's like flying over a postcard in the Crystal. It really is. And I don't have resolution set all that high. Let's see what I've got in OpenXR. I think I can bump it up a little bit. I'll have to restart VR, of course, but that's okay. Alright, now let's go back up. And let's go back to performance. Let's make sure eye tracking is on. Okay, good. Middle ring resolution, inner ring size, 45%. I think the bigger that ring is, the greater a difference you'll see in resolution. Or maybe it's the smaller the ring is. Huh. Well, I guess it's something I'll have to experiment with, because I'm certainly not the sharpest tool in the shed. I can't pretend to really understand all this stuff. Thank goodness Matt Buccianeri does. Okay, so let's resume. I'll get out of XR, and then, or out of VR, and then back into XR, I hope. Sometimes my keyboard is a little fussy and it takes me a couple of tries. And sometimes I have to make sure that the computer is looking at the correct window. There we go, that should do it. Try again. Yeah, here it is. And center the headset. Lower my seat a bit here. let's get some altitude here. Boy, that doesn't look like a lot of water for a fair-sized town. That must be the Alice Spring of Alice Springs. I don't know. Looks like there's more water over there. There are so many different regions in Australia, so many different environments. The outback is completely different than the coastal regions. I think there's some mountainous regions where it might even be possible to ski, I'm not sure. But it is certainly a wide and wonderful land. And I apologize for not making videos the last little while. I've been kind of busy. I've had a sick dog. I had to take her in to the dentist, to the vet, and get some teeth pulled. Poor little thing, she's been suffering a little bit, but she's getting along a little better now. And I've been a little bit discouraged with Pimax. Not by the crystal or the quality of the product, but it seems a little odd to me that all these YouTube reviewers are getting product to review before the beta test team has ever seen it to test it. So, I mean, that seems a little backwards, don't you think? And I understand, thanks to the YouTube reviewers, our work is done as beta testers. Still haven't seen any new lenses either. I think we're supposed to be getting the wide-angle lenses to test. But I guess I'll wait for the big-time YouTubers to tell me whether they're any good or not either. Since Pimax seems to have kind of put us on the back burner, which is their right, you know, I mean, I don't think they owe me anything other than a good product, which they owe all of us. And I have to say, I'm very happy with the product. Nothing wrong with the crystal now. I think I've tried it in standalone mode, and it works fine. And I haven't tried faceplates because, well, I don't have them. I don't have the faceplate for lighthouses, so I can't test that. I don't have the lenses, so I can't test that. But I know that foveated rendering is working. Dynamic foveated rendering seems to be working. My frame rate's a little low right now, but that's because I set the video quality up quite a bit. I'm running about 29 frames per second now. I think I'll set up for landing here. We're a little bit high and a little bit close in. Yeah, it's been a little disconcerting for me, you know. I mean, Pimax can do whatever they want. It's their company, not have any say in it, but it was quite a process to get selected for the beta team, and I was very glad to be on it, but we're not the real testers, I guess. That's the YouTubers, YouTube reviewers. And they're all nice people, too. I mean, I don't have a criticism of guys like VR Flight Sim. Guy's a great guy. And Martin over at MR TV is Not Martin Sebastian is really good. I mean, they're all good guys, but good grief. You know, most of us on the beta team are pretty nice too. At least I am. Yeah, they're all nice people, honestly. Alright, now seems like a good time to start looking at landing. Alice Springs.
500.
Pull the prop back a bit too, so I can slow down. It's a slippery little airplane. Alright, this is a little early, but we should touch down pretty much on the numbers. Alright, it's actually not really safe to touch down that short, but got away with it. So, playing tourist in Flight Sim 2020. Still a favorite thing of mine. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Flight Sim 2024 brings. But I hope they keep updating Flight Sim 2020. The reason I'm excited about Flight Sim 2024 is I believe it will have an even better implementation of VR, because I think Flight Sim 2020 VR was tacked on after popular demand pushed Asobo into doing it. And I think they've worked pretty hard at incorporating VR into 2020, and I think they'll do it right from the start in 2024, and I'm thinking it might be amazing. And I can't wait to see it at the Pimax Crystal. And thank you for stopping by and sharing this little trip around Alice Springs with me. It's a pretty cool place, don't you think? Australia. Wonderful country. And the Aussies I've met have been just so much fun. So great guys and gals, one and all. And hope to go visit them someday. Stop by again, won't you? If you liked the video, dare I ask you to like it? Perhaps even subscribe? That'd be nice. We'll talk soon.